Hi there, we are Philip and Krista Miller, and we thought it would be good to put together a short video just to introduce ourselves, tell you a little bit about who we are, our family, and a little bit about ministry and leadership. We don't have a lot of time, but we'll just try to scratch the surface here. So why don't you tell them a little bit of your testimony, how you met the Lord?
Sure. Yeah, I came to faith when I was 5 years old. I grew up in a Christian home, and it's actually kind of a funny story. I snuck out of bed after I'd been tucked in, and
disobedient.
And I snuck out and I said, "Could I get saved?" And so thankfully my grandparents were there, and they said, "Of course!" So my grandpa took me on his lap and shared some scriptures with me, and it was just really sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I came to the Lord when I was very young as well. Grew up in a Christian home, and I was about 4 years old, came home from church and told my mom, I really want to be saved. And she led me through a prayer. And what's interesting is I don't know how much that really stuck. It was sort of like hell has a really bad marketing plan, and Jesus loves me, and I knew that was important, and I wanted to say yes to all that. But it wasn't until in my early teen years when I kind of discovered how sinful I was. Anger, lust, all kinds of things in my heart that I discovered I was a sinner kind of after I was sort of in the club of Christianity, and it threw me off. It split my identity. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who to talk to. And I finally cried out to God, and I said, "God, I need you to rescue me from me. Save me from my sin." And that was the first time I really tasted grace, which was a huge deal. I hadn't really experienced that before. It came up from a very performance sort of legalistic background, and sort of discovered grace that really melted my heart. That's what really ultimately propelled me into ministry. God called me to ministry. I remember it came to a head when I was about 18 years old, getting ready to go off to college, and I could feel this call of the Lord on my life to serve Him. Specifically as a pastor, and I was freaked out because my grandpa had been a pastor and my mom grew up as a PK, and I saw all the baggage of that, and I didn't want that for me or for my family or anything like that. And but the Lord said, "Do you trust me? Will you trust me with your life? I loved you enough to die for you. I won't do you any harm. You can trust me with everything you've got." And so I surrendered. Reluctantly, but I surrendered, and the Lord sort of called me into ministry from there. Went off to Cedarville University and got some ministry experience there, and God refined that call. But the best thing about going to Cedarville was I met Krista, and I also got a degree. We both got a degree,
yeah.
And but we met each other. We had one horrible first date that was just disaster. As soon as we got that bad taste out of our mouths, a few months later we tried it again, and it stuck, and we're so grateful. Yeah. We got married in 2004, and so we've been married 15 years, and we've got 4 beautiful kids. And why don't you tell them about our kids?
So we have 4 sweet kiddos. Claire is 9, Violet's 7, Cora is 5, and Jude is 3, and we have so much fun with them.
We got our boy.
We're happy with all of them. They are
awesome.
Sweet
they're
kids.
Awesome.
Yeah, and one of the things that we think about as a family, it's become kind of a family motto, is the phrase "loved into loveliness," and we kind of think about it in 2 ways. First, that God's love is what is making us slowly but surely lovely. And that also, the second thing is that the way we love others, as we love each other, as we love our kids, as we love the people in our community and our neighbors, we get to just have a small part in bringing loveliness into their lives. And so that's just something that is just significant to us. In terms of ministry, in terms of loving people, I love serving in church. It's really sweet and special. I've served in all kinds of areas over the years. But just in the last couple years in particular, we've just really thought through the phrase about serving where only you can serve, do what only you can do kind of thing. And so for me right now in this season, that looks like loving on staff wives and elders' wives in just a variety of different ways and contexts. And then just trying to be present beside Philip as much as possible in as many contexts as possible, to just have that ministry of presence and be able to love people in that way. That's something that we do now, and something I'd love to do in the future.